Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I be to Prof. Khairul and also Dr. Asfa. So for today, we are from EMM 3612 Engineering Project Management. We are going to present about case study on Kuala Lumpur-Singapore high-speed rail project. So my name is Noorashikin Binti Zulariffin. I'm a metric number 197659. My other teammate is Nur Farhanah Binti Muhammad Firdaus 196034 and also Nur Najihah Binti Abd Razak 198897. Next. So basically, Kuala Lumpur Singapore High Speed Rail (HSR) project was first proposed by the sixth Malaysian Prime Minister, which is Datuk Sri Najib Razak, in September 2010, and it accepted by the Singapore Prime Minister, which is Lee Hsien Loong, in February 2013. So basically, HSR project is 350 kilometer long, and it shortened the travel time between the Kuala Lumpur to Singapore, which is around 90 minutes. It is expected to be completed by 2026, but it is unfortunately terminated on 1st January of 2021. So Malaysia has paid compensations of $50 million for postponing the start of this project, while 300 million for terminating this project. Next. So elements in EMM 3612 engineering project management is used in studying the HSR project basically. So the project management software, which is the Microsoft Excel, is used. And the objective of this case study is to relate the elements of engineering project management with HSR project and to use a project management software, which is Microsoft Excel, to solve a few components in the element that will be used in the software. Next. Next is the element related to the case study on Kuala Lumpur Singapore high speed rail. Next.
Okay, for this part, I will continue to explain. So this is the project proposal idea. Basically, there is a few information that we needed to state in the project proposal idea. The first one is the project classification. So for this project, this is the transportation infrastructure project. So the next one is the problem that project solve. So basically, based on my research, it just want to shortening the time travel and also tightening the diplomatic relationship. The next one is the major variable. I divide into three: in political, economy, and social perspective. In political, the aviation goal is to move toward greater regional integration and connectivity, especially between both countries involved. The next one is the economic perspective, which is it can increase the growth in economy when there will be a convenient experience, traveler experience for business traveler especially. So they like and love to travel between both countries to do a business. And then the next one is the social perspective, in which upgrade connectivity and accessibility for people living around the station. Next one. That's one is the impact of not doing this project. This is most like loss and opportunity, basically in transforming economic competitiveness. The next one is the measures when the project is being done. The first one is the extra burden, especially in terms of subsidies. The next one is the extra cost to train the worker, especially because in this high-speed rail sector is kind of new in Malaysia. And the next one is the last response from traveler, because as I mentioned earlier, it is more focused on business traveler. The next one is measure for the project success. What can be measured is if there will be increasing in economic benefits, then there will be success. And the next one is the reduced environment impact. For the estimated cost, it will be like roughly $70 billion. And last but not least is the project duration. Basically, the project is estimated to finish for 7 years, starting from 2018 until 2026, including testing. Next.
Okay, so for the organization structure and culture, this is the organizations based on this structure. So basically, Asset Company, which is Asset Co, is a high-ranking manager in this HSR project, as it was given the responsibility of coordinating this project. Next. So for the organizations of the culture, it is I've assigned it over like that. So the success of this. So for example, the member identity. So the success of this project is referred as the country success rather than the worker successfully finished the project. And next. Okay.
So I will explain about the defining of project, which is project scope. So the project scope checklist is, the first one is project objectives, which are to design a high-speed rail in 7 years, which is 2018 to 2026 at cost of 70 billion. Other than that, it is to make Malaysia as a financial hub. And the third objective is to provide another transportation with shortest traveling time, which is 90 minutes. And last but not least is to improve the business relations. So the deliverables for this project is agreement between both parties, then designing the station, tender opening and construction of the station. So this is the milestone of the HSR project. So in 2013 to 2017, there were agreement of both parties, and my HSR company created joint of SPED and LTA, CH2M as a technical advisor, and Assetsco got the tender. On 2018, a new agreement on postponing the project till May 2020 was signed, and legal documents pertaining the exchanges to the postponing was exchanged, and operations were expected to start on 1st January of 2031. So on 2018, Government of Malaysia reviewing the project business model and opened a tender on commercial advisory consultants to support the project. And on 2020 to 2021, the change of Malaysia's Prime Minister, and both Prime Minister talked on the project via video conference and announcement of termination from both sides, Malaysia and Singapore, on 1st January of 2021. So this will be explained by Najihah.
Okay, so I will take this part. This is developing project plan. So basically, this is the roughly or typical activities for HAR project, since the actual project is not happening. So I come out, based on my research, I come up with these activities. There we set 11 activities. And since the project is expected to cost 7 years, so I do the duration for 84 months that equal to 7 years. And there will be only 2 activities that have a time start, which is right away cleaning and utility network deviation. And other than that, there's 0 time start, which is all is critical. And I think that's all for me. Next. Okay, this is where I find my chicken.
Okay, scheduling resources and costs. So this is the resources schedule network of SR project based on the AON. So basically, the SMCO is hit the country. It was then important to reduce the number of employee in implementing the HSR project, and I do the resources constraint on this. So basically, on this table, it is show the 1P is equal to 100 workers. Next. Okay, by assuming only 1,000 workers is available during the MCO, the left side is the ES resources of load chart, and I did this on Microsoft Excel, and the right side is the final resources constraint schedule. As we can see, the total resources over there is not exceeding 10P, which means other than that, activity E is going to be scheduled because it has the most select. Next.
So I will explain about the reducing project duration. So this is the assumption of cost duration trade-off data for HSR project. So this is the calculation of cost by duration, and this is the summary of cost by duration. As we can see, that none of the cost is lower than the original cost. So it was possible to shorten the project duration. So next, this will be explained by Najihah.
Okay, this is the last element that will be included in our case study. So this is the project closure step. So basically this project is terminated project. So termination itself of the project is also a project closure since the objective will not be met anymore. So usually for the normal project, there will be a few other processes that needed. Example, project audit process, which include the project audit report. So the important thing that need to be included for normal project closure are the classification on the project, the analysis, the outcome of the project itself, the recommendation, lesson learned, and also some appendix, maybe the document needed to be filed into the project closure. Next. So as for this project, this a terminated project, based on my research, if the project is terminated, you still have to do a project closure and include the reason why the project is cancelled, last update, and any development related. So as my friend just mentioned before, the reason of the termination is of course when the Malaysians start to propose some changes toward the project, due to the COVID issue. So both countries cannot reach the agreement anymore due to the changes proposed. So the last status of the HSR project is what they have done is by conducting a public examination exhibition for 3 months, study environmental impact assessment, launch station design concept. As we can see, there will be some station and different design concept, especially focus on culture, be implemented in those stations. And lastly, issue a tender for the appointment of implementing partner project delivery partner in order to support the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore HR process during the construction process. That's all for my part.
So in conclusion, the Kuala Lumpur-Singapore High-Speed Rail HSR has come to an end. It was officially an unsuccessful project when it was terminated on 1st January 2021 by both nations, Malaysia and Singapore. Thus, this case study was invented to study the project. However, the information of HSR is limited. Therefore, a lot of assumptions were used to find the resolution of each element of the project management. It would be great if this project was not terminated as it brings a lot of benefits to both residents. But in this pandemic, COVID-19, termination is the best option to be taken. So that's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you.